Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Freezer Smoke and welcome to the channel. Today we're gonna be looking at a very chilled, simple Afro pop beat. So let's get right into it. We're gonna start with the chord progression, playing these Rhodes. This is the chord progression that I came up with. It's a three-note. It's a tri-head. What do we call it? It's a tri-head. It's a tri-head, so it plays three notes, in every chord. So this is the chord progression. Yeah, so as I said, it's a tri-head chord progression, and I just make a little bit of a strum. I think you can call it a strum that creates a melody. So it's a melody within a chord, or chord within a melody, but it's something within something. Okay, yeah. So yeah, that's how you do that. And I wanted to layer that with like a guitar because I wanted to give it like an Afro pop vibe. So I wanted to get like an acoustic guitar on top of it. So I added this guitar and I play this melody. Yeah. And then that together with the guitar sounds like this. It's very slow, it's very chilled. Yeah, it gives you that African vibe. And then I wanted to add something that will hold the song together, right? So I wanted to add something on the bottom, or some sort of like an atmospheric, is that the word? I wanted to add something like that is airy. Yes. So I came up with this, which is it's a pad. Basically it's a pad that plays the same chord as the Rhodes. So I also wanted to make a counter melody right on top of that. So I made this melody. So this is the melody. So when you add that, if you have your earphones on right now, you'll hear that the guitar melody is playing on one side of your, well, it's dominant on one side of your headset and the other one on the other side. So I pan this and this from side to side to create that opposite feeling, sort of like counter melodies. And I add this on top of it. Alright, and then I also added like a bass. I wanted to create like a bass line, like a cool bass line. So I used GMS to create this bass line. I can basically show you real quick how you create a bass line that sounds like this, usually mostly used in trap music. So you go to your bank, right? You go to user, you set it to default, right? All right. And then as you can hear, let's hear it now how it sounds on default. Okay. The first thing that I did is add portamento. So this slide, the one that you hear was not there. So I added that slide. And then it slides. And then I added voices to like 8 voices. And then I increased like the stereo. And detuned it. And then I dropped it like 2 octaves. Do that. And then I came to the filter, and then I used the cutoff. Or actually, I dropped it a single octave, basically. Sorry for that noise. Jesus. Spades on the roof. Anyway, let's continue. So that's how you create that bass line. You can drop it even further. But I want it here. Sure, I don't know where here. It's too high for me. Yeah, let me just put it on the bottom. And then when you add it, alright, and then the next thing that I added on the song was sort of like a build-out sound. These congas, some congas really, and then I just placed them on one note, sort of like a building up sound. Alright, and then the drums. We get to the drums. I dropped the bass line that I just showed you for an 808 when like the drums kick in. I wanted to use an 808 for that. So there's an 808, claps, some percussion. Yeah, so these are the drums together. Basically the 808 plays the bottom notes of the chord. And this is all I've been asked by a lot of people that how do you get that African feel, you know, in your drums. And it's also just a vague statement, first of all, to say African feel, because there are a lot of other, you know, grooves in African music. So it's not like a single groove, right? So there are multiple other grooves. It's, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's something that I think is unique to African music. It's something that you grew up with, you know, like the type of melody that you grew up listening to, you know, the type of groove of music that you grew up listening to would be the type of groove that you gravitate towards. I don't know if that makes sense. Whatever, whenever you make it, because there's no really formula. You know what I mean? It's not like when you're making like a trap beat where you have to be on a certain like drop. Like there's a certain way of doing it that is kind of like universally accepted, I think. But when it comes to African music, man, the groove can be anything. It can be anything that you feel, so you just do whatever you want to do with it. And yeah, you add whatever type of percussion sound that you want to add, and you do whatever you want to do with it. That's African music. And then I think that's also like the basis of music, like jazz, like the blues. There's no formula for that. You just you do what you feel. You play what you feel. That's what they say. You play what you feel. So it's similar here. There's no real formula of how you do your drums, because people always say, yo man, this time they were on like F4, or like you always change around. So what is the actual thing that is supposed to be done when you do your drums? It's like, nah, bro, there's no formula at all. Like you do what you feel when you feel like doing it. So yeah, that's the whole beat. And then what I also did in the beginning of the beat, I recorded these vocals, sort of like chants, for the beginning of the beat. I just had this thing in my mind. When I give the beat to an artist, of course, they might take it out, or they might like it and want to redo it, because we need to explain this. I'm not a singer by any stretch of your imagination. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not good at all. But I did these vocals just, sometimes I like to do that. If I do have a sort of like an idea which I feel is good, I like to place it on a beat. Whenever an artist listen to it, might listen to that and say, you know what, I might want to use that, or want to redo that part, or maybe change that to this. Give them like some sort of inspiration, because we artists too, man. So this is the little piece that I came up with. And basically that's the beat. I told you it was simple, and it was simple. I kept my promise, made it simple. Anyway, thank you for listening to this tutorial and watching it. Hopefully you're watching it. I'm listening to it and I'm sleeping. Hopefully you're watching it. I'm gonna drop other tutorials. Tell me what you think of this tutorial. Tell me what you want me to do a tutorial of next. I'll catch you on the next video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Freezer Smoke, for beat and melody music. Forever, babe. Forever. Yeah, forever. I think, yeah, let's do this forever, bro.